Sag, hello and welcome to your fall 2024 shapeshift reading. We're looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shapeshift looks and feels like for the fall season. I'm Andy, I'm your reader, and I'm joined today by the Willcox Tarot and Oracle deck. So this deck is the Major Arcana Tarot cards, some Zodiac cards, and an Oracle, a bunch of Oracle cards. Okay, friend, let's look at your fall shapeshift. Leo. The Emperor. Interesting, that's your two other fire signs, Leo and Aries. The Caverns. What? Okay, let's look at this together. So shifting, oh, right. Because we have a Mars retrograde that starts in Leo and goes back into Cancer, and that retrograde begins in November. Right? Am I right? No, December. Mars will retrograde in Leo on December 6th and go back into Cancer until February. Yikes. End of February. So in some sense, that's why it feels like the retrograde vibe plus Mercury is retrograding in your sign at the end of September, or at the end of November into the middle of December. Okay. Oh, interesting. And that Mars retrograde happens on December 6th. That's around the same time as the Mercury Sun Cazimi in the retrograde cycle at 14 degrees Sag. Okay, so something about these retrogrades are pulling you down into the cavern or revealing, shining a light and some kind of like space that was previously hidden or like deep internal space. That's what the caverns make me think of. You're going into the caves of yourself here in the Leo and the Sag part of your chart. So you'll need to take a look at your chart and see where Leo is, where Sagittarius is, what planets are there. These are the things that are being activated by the Mercury retrograde in Sag and the Mars retrograde in Leo and Cancer. And then Aries is involved here somehow with the Emperor. It's like you are through these retrograde energies, which are sort of going like down into hidden internal depths. They're teaching you how to come back to the surface as the Emperor, which is to me like a strong leader that actually contains those depths. So we're going to take the caverns, to the Emperor through that Leo energy. Holy crap, Sag. This is amazing because you're going essentially like whatever these two double retrograde vibes that are like actively affecting you, Sag, since this is all happening in Sag and Leo, your fellow fire sign. It's like you are retreating into some sort of internal space, or like deep hidden space, to gain depth. Like rethinking something, revising something, retreating, all those RE words that go along with retrogrades. Redo, rethink, reconsider, reconceive, reconnect, retrieve. It's like you're going into the depths to retrieve something so that you can, again, another retrograde word, reemerge on the other side as this emperor that very much now contains depths that it didn't have before. Because notice how the emperor seems to be in the same world as the caverns because of that black background and all of the coloring on the card. And the star, that yellow aura around the emperor's head, looks like the same star that is like in the distance in the cavern card. See that? So it's like these retrogrades are sending you in and down into some depths, your own depths that may have been previously hidden, so that you can reemerge a much stronger person, a much stronger leader, because you're coming back out with depths that you didn't previously have. And the thing about retrogrades is they can be difficult. They're not always easy, especially like a retrograde that's directly affecting you in your sign or like in your fellow fire sign. It's hard to go into the cave. It's dark, it's scary, you can't fully see where you're going, there's a lot of unknowns. It's like a whole other world that you're not used, a terrain that you're not used to traversing. Have you ever been spelunking? It's wild. But Sag, let me appeal to this part of you, because it's also a whole adventure. Like going into the caves is like a whole ass adventure, and you get to see this whole other world. So like think about it that way. Cultivate that adventurous spirit over the next few months, November, December, as we enter this sort of retrograde cave of winter here in the Northern Hemisphere. You can go ahead and let yourself gradually slow down. Let yourself go into the internal space. Let yourself sit in the cave in the silence and listen to all of the sounds start to emerge as you tune into the creatures that are normally unseen in your waking life. Learn their ways. Learn the ways of the caverns. Interesting. It's almost like the map. Get the map of the underground catacombs. Because you're going to emerge from that cave knowing yourself, Leo. Knowing yourself on this whole other level that really empowers you, gives you so much strength. And I'm saying strength because it's the same lion in the strength card in this deck that actually came out in the Libra reading really, really strongly, which would bring this whole fall season full circle. Because we followed the sun from Libra to Scorpio and now to you, Sagittarius. So maybe go back and watch that Libra reading. It might be something for you there. But it's like collectively now in Sag season, we're all going, the retrogrades are taking us they're taking us deeper. So that we can really know ourselves, so that we can emerge much more powerful, confident. What was the word I used in the Libra reading? Conviction. Mapping your inner caverns will help you know yourself in a way where you emerge with conviction like you've never had before. The conviction to step up and say, I know what I'm doing. I know how to do this. I am strong in this. And that's you cultivating your own sort of confidence, leadership kind of vibe. Sometimes you have to go deeper in order to step up to the next level with carrying those depths with you. It's like carrying the knowledge of the caves. You can emerge this emperor. I now know the fruits of the underworld. I've tasted of the fruit. I know the ways of the caves. I know the ways of the underworld. And I can bring that into my spiritual, material, relational life. Because it is now a part of me that I know, that I've mapped, that I fully own. There's a really strong taking ownership that can come out of this Mercury and Mars retrograde this fall, which will carry into the winter. So I imagine this will be like a fall winter thing for you. Lovers on the bottom of the deck makes me think this could be super relationship oriented for some of y'all. Gemini is the Lovers card. That's your opposite sign. Okay. Sag, we're going to get into this now. We're going to use the Aquarian Tarot, and I've also got the Poesis Oracle here to help us clarify, to get more specific into how these cards are showing up for you this fall. If you'd like to join me, click the link in the description below, and that will take you to the shifting space. This is where we as a community join together to investigate these readings as they unfold in real time throughout the season. We loop in the astrology transits. We have an online chat space where we pull cards for each other. We get personal with it. If you would like to continue this reading, that's where you can find it. Also, Sag, it's your birthday season, so that's kind of what I do. Check out my full circle offering where we pull a card for every month of your next solar cycle, your birthday season to come. And we loop in the astrologies and annual perfections to see how the astrology and the tarot sync up to create a roadmap of your year ahead. So if that sounds like something fun you want to check out, click the link. All right. Let's get to clarifying here, Sag.